Did you ever think I could get my voice this low?
Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. Did you know I could get my voice that low? I literally just did that because I wanted to hear how it would sound when I edited it. And so I did it. I can't really get my voice that low. Or maybe I could. I just haven't tried. I just haven't applied myself. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to apply yourself and work harder and work more and work better until you get places, until stuff starts working out for you, until you become a famous artist on the internet, which I'm still working on, obviously. Today we're making stickers. A waddly doodly doo. Yay! And that's about as far as that goes. Woo woo. I literally just want these to be some quick, silly little doodle doodahs that I can throw in as little extras when I send off, drawings and things that people have bought. Just a couple of extra little ditties, little doodly stickers, nice little extras that people can pop out of the envelope and go, oh, great, he included something that took him 20 seconds to make. Brilliant, thanks for the love and the care and the attention. You and me. What do you people want from me? I give and I give. All this free content. Trying to stay calm during these times of strife and uncertainty. Trying to just keep myself busy and entertained. Keep doing things. It's not entirely working, but I'm working on making it working. So I've got all these sheets of... Oh no. I think that one was drawn backwards. Shit. I think I drew it on the wrong side. Yeah, I drew on the non-sticky side. Oh shit. God damn it. Alright, let's just quickly... Although I got these sticker sheets from a place of unknown origin, we'll leave it at that. They have a specific purpose in terms of what they are actually used for within where I got them from. And yeah, that'll do, won't it? Now it's on the right side. So they've got a slit down here, like your mum. Nice slit down there. Put my dick in it and fucking give her one. So that's can be useful, but ultimately this is a nice squared area that'll make good for some good stickery drawings. So that's what we're focusing on today. Like I said, I don't want it to be too clean and prim and proper. Just looking for some fun little things to do and have some fun little stickers after the whole thing. This one's a bird, would you believe? I hope my pen doesn't run out when I do all this shit. Do we have topics today? A topic. I thought I'd do another one of those story time videos. People actually took to my racist story quite well. People don't seem to mind that I'm clearly a big fat fuck of a racist. Good old racist Ewan. Yeah, people thought it was quite a good little story time story. So I figured maybe I'll do another one. Yeah. Which will mean I'll record it during this podcast and then leech the audio. But what I'll probably do is I'll put that audio into or as the backdrop of the video of a separate drawing, which I will do sometime after I record this. I haven't thought of anything to draw for that yet, but that way it's not literally just ripped straight from the podcast. The audio will be the same, so it'll be boring to listen to again. But if you've not already seen it, it'll be a nice new thing with a new drawing attached, sped up, completed with a story, a nice story time story. Oh, quaint, how quaint and delicious. What else can we fucking draw? Do da da. One of these suckers. So my story time. I mean, shall I just get right into it now, or shall I hang on until I'm... There's literally no reason to hang on at all, is there? I may as well just hop right on into it, rather than fucking going on and on. Oh, good one, Ewan. You fucking asshole. Oh. No, that's nice. Alright, so story time. As we all know, nobody really knows what they're doing. You know, say, for instance, adults, people in positions of authority. No one really knows what they're doing. Everyone's just sort of muddling along, running out the clock. Go to work, do your job, come home. Everyone just sort of mills about and goes, I guess this is the thing to be doing right now, right here. And as such, it's pretty safe to say, I'm sure you'd all agree, that people in authority are rarely to genuinely be trusted, since ultimately they're just fucking people. And anything they say is just the opinion of a person, and is therefore not really... Well, it's not scripture, is it? Even if it is written down, it's not fucking biblical shit. It doesn't matter. It's ephemeral. It can be lost to the wind like dust and sand and such. A bunch of piss is what it is. A bunch of piss and nothingness. That's what people's opinions are. Piss and nothingness. A bunch of garbage. This was something... I remember a specific example of when I learned this fact, when something inside me just clicked and I went, oh, I see, everyone's fucking retarded, no one knows what they're doing, and therefore don't fucking trust a single bloody one of them. This happened when I was about the age of 5 or 6 or thereabouts, and there is where our story today starts. So, there I was, in school, at the ripe young age of about 5 or 6, somewhere around there. My family moved around quite a few times when I was around that age, so I think I was new to this school. Hadn't been there for too long. Didn't really know anyone, didn't enjoy it. It was in what you might call a low income area. So, council houses and maybe somewhat less educationally inclined people, otherwise known as fucking dunces, that I was generally surrounded by. Chavs, if you will. That was the people I was surrounded by. That was the sort of kids I happened to go to school with. That was the socio-economic environment in which I was raised. So it was the end of the school day. Get all these pointless details out of the way to fill time. It was at the end of the school day. We were cleaning up our classroom. Kids were running about all over the place, picking up paper and scissors and glue sticks or whatever the heck it was they were using. But again, I wasn't really interested. I didn't know what I was doing there in general. I didn't like anyone there. So as far as I recall, I was walking around with my hands in my pockets, I think, just scuffing my feet along the floor, like walking around looking busy-ish, not picking my feet up, just sort of milling about, not paying attention to, the people around me, the noisy, dumb children around me. And then I came to the edge of a table, scuffling my feet along, when suddenly I felt my foot bump into something that was sort of midway between being hard and soft. I then heard a high-pitched squeal come from under the table, and then from under the table crawled out this boy called Matthew, who was one of a set of twins who were both, frankly, fucking idiots. I don't want to say they were inbred, but they were, and maybe they didn't come from a great home environment, but they were dumb as fucking mud. Both of them combined had an equal intelligence to that of one single sack of mud. That's how fucking intelligent these boys were. So, evidently, my foot had bumped into Matthew's face. He was crawling under the table with his head very close to the floor. I guess he was picking up paper or I don't know, whatever. He probably shouldn't have been crawling around like that under the tables. My scuffing feet, one of them had, I guess, hit him between the nose and the upper lip, that sort of philtrum area. Gave him a bit of a knock with my hard black school shoes or whatever it was I was wearing, and he ran off crying, screaming to the teacher. Joy of joys. So as I have said, I was not surrounded by the brightest of people in this school. And I mean, that, I guess, where can I go with this bit? Okay, so my mum was called a few times because I was acting out now and again. I can't remember exactly how I was acting out, like what exactly I was doing, but I guess it was just like maybe not doing my work, bumming off a bit, probably drawing when I shouldn't have been. Shame on me. And then everyone was irritated / concerned. So my mum was called a few times and asked, what's going on, what can be done with this problem child of yours. The conclusion we came to was that more often than not, I'd finish my work in class, get very agitated because I finished it very quickly, much quicker than the other students, and then I'd bum about. I'd draw or just fucking, I don't know, hum or make dinosaur. I don't know what the fuck I did, but I know I wasn't doing what I ought to have been doing. But they did surmise that, yes, in fact, he gets his work done very, very quickly, correctly, and whatever else. Because, again, I guess they were doing work for the average student there, which were just fucking dummies, as I said. That's sort of where that comes in. So I was not given special treatment. I remember my mum actually came in to sit in a few classes to make sure I was doing okay. But they gave me extra like workbooks to take home, and then I filled them out and got all the work done and stuff, brought them back, and they were like, oh, he's very, very good. So they came to the decision at one point to say, well, he obviously, it goes without saying, he likes drawing and painting, creating art and such. So how about this? Once he's finished his work in class, he can go and play in the art area. He can just go have his way with all the paints and the paper and the pens and sellotape and cereal boxes and such. So Ewan can do his work, then go, play quietly in the art area on his own, and then, he's not a disruption. He's not, sat around doing nothing. He's actually doing a thing. Cool. And I was thoroughly happy with that. I was very, very happy. I thought, like, I'd been handed this fucking golden ticket of, hey, Ewan, fucking finish your work right quick, and then you can go do some arty art. I thought that was great. And then I did just that. Got all my work done, and then went and did some art. And, as it happens, very similarly to how very recently, leaving my day job behind, and then given the sort of time and wherewithal to do so, I was able to create some really cool artwork and large amounts of artwork. And I did the same even back then. When I was given the time and, left alone to do my thing, I created some cool stuff. My brother at the time had these Airfix aeroplanes, those plastic aeroplane models that you glue together and paint and stuff. I wasn't allowed to play with them because I was too young or whatever. I'd probably just fucking end up eating the parts and sticking my fingers in the highly toxic enamel paints and then sucking the paint off my fingers like a fucking ninny. I'm not saying I was a brilliant child. I was surrounded by dunces, but I certainly wasn't a genius. But so I was very upset by that. But then, given the time in the art area after finishing my work, I remember I used to try and make little sort of like cardboard paper versions of the planes I saw that my brother had. And then paint them up, and they came out really fucking cool. I mean, looking back, they were probably pieces of shit. But at the time, considering my age and everything, I think it was pretty cool. I made a puppet. I got like 2 of those small cereal boxes, the little mini cereal boxes, taped them on one side to make a hinge. They opened like a mouth, and I attached a paper straw to the upper one. So when I pulled it down, the upper box went up, so it opened the mouth, and I made a little body, like made a little dinosaur puppet thing. It was pretty fucking cool. And I was even given time, because they obviously wanted to still include me in the lesson time, so I was given like my own kind of show and tell time. After I'd made my artwork or whatever, they'd say, okay, now Ewan, come up and show everyone what you made in your art time. And I'd be like, oh, today I made a plane, today I made this puppet, look, he talks, waka waka waka, or whatever. And it was cool for a little while. But then, I guess somewhere along the way, it was deemed, I guess, unfair that I'm the only one who gets to do that. So then they started extending the art time out for everybody else. So, time for art was there was more time for art for all the other students as well. So then I'd be, I'd finish my work, I'd go play art on my own, and then be cool for a little while, and then suddenly the art area would start filling with other fucking little shitty, snot-nosed idiot children. And I'd be like, oh, well, this is shit. I want them all to go away and just leave me alone so I can get on with my fucking work. And it was ruined. Ladies and gentlemen, ruined. How dare they? Fucking pieces of shit. Which just goes to show they're a bunch of idiots, is what I'm saying, basically. And that's not necessarily pertinent to the story at hand. It's just context of, the larger piece of it all, or what have you. So my foot hit this kid Matthew in the face, evidently. He runs off to the teacher. The teacher calls me over, of course, as she's going to. I guess Matthew, that fucking guy, had said, Miss, Ewan kicked me in the face. So I went over to the teacher when called, like a good little child. And the teacher said, Ewan, why did you kick Matthew in the face? I said, I didn't. No, I didn't. That's a lie. I said it was an accident because I guess I did kick him in the face, but it was completely an accident. To which she replied, oh, you just accidentally, or your foot accidentally flew up and kicked him in the face. She thought he was up and standing and I'd jumped up and fucking karate kicked him in the face as if I could get my leg up like that. And, you know, it was like malicious and I did it on purpose. I purposely fucking jumped up and booted this dumb shit of a kid in the face. He didn't go up to her and say, Miss, I was crawling around on the floor and Ewan's foot hit me in the face. He said, Ewan kicked me in the face. And, you know, all available evidence would suggest that's what happened. I tried to say he was on the floor, I was skidding my feet around, it was an accident, they collided, whatever. And she said, you can't go, you shouldn't kick people in the face. How could you do this? This is a horrible, horrible thing to do. Why would you kick someone in the face? That's disgusting. I'm calling your mother. I'm dirty. And that's basically the story. I got in a shitload of trouble for kicking a kid in the face when I didn't kick a kid in the face at all. And it was literally that point, something inside my head clicked and went, oh, that's how it works. I get it. Okay. I understand the system. Right from that age, from like between 5 and 6 years of age sort of time, I figured it out. That's the way the system works. Doesn't matter if you're on the right or the wrong side. People are going to believe what they're going to believe. The people in authority are going to make the rules and what they say goes. And even if I if I pulled up CCTV evidence, she'd have been like, well, still, you clearly weren't working, so you should have been working, and how could you do that? Like, fucking, you know, it still would have been against me because the person wouldn't have wanted to back down from their point, wouldn't want to have been proven wrong. You know, you can't have that. Can't have a teacher proved wrong by a pupil. And that pretty much continued throughout my entire life. The amount of times I've been blamed for shit I didn't do, or, you know, blamed for doing shit I accidentally did or whatever. You know, I've had my fair share of incidents that I did on purpose and I got in trouble for, and rightly so. But also a far greater share of being pissed on by these fucking idiots and morons I was fucking surrounded by. And in fact, I remember, even a couple of years before that time, walking home from school with my mum and, you know, her saying, oh, how was your day? And I'd say, it was terrible. I hate school. I hate the environment. I hate the people. I hate the teachers. I hate that they don't just leave me alone to fucking get on with what I'm doing. I hate it. I want to leave. I want to die. And she'd say, oh, you know, you'll be fine. Just keep at it. I don't believe I actually said I want to die at that age, but you get the point. The premise is there, yeah? So, yeah, from a very young age, I wasn't happy in the environment I was thrust into. I know nobody is like, oh, big whoop for you. You think I'm happy with all I have to do? I know that's just how it goes. But it's just, like I say, from childhood, I was made only too aware that no one's on your side. You have to be on your own side, because no one's going to fucking fight for you. I didn't kick a kid. Why am I going to kick a kid in the face? He was an idiot. And frankly, if I could go back and legitimately kick him in, like if I could go back in time with like, you know, the thoughts I've got now, or the brain I've got now and the body I had then, knowing, well, I'm going to get in trouble either way, I would actively find him and kick him in the fucking teeth just for being such a stupid little cunt. And he didn't help at all. Like we weren't friends, but we weren't enemies. He had no reason to fucking, you know, get me in trouble on purpose or anything. He could have said to the teacher, "Ow, my lip is bleeding," and she'll go, "What happened?" Be like, "Oh, I bumped into Ewan. It was an accident. These things happen." He said, "Ewan kicked me in the face," and didn't go against that point. When I was saying what actually happened, he didn't say, "Actually, yeah, that is what happened." He said, "Wee, wee, wee. Ooh, I'm a little pissy baby. Ooh, wee, wee. Me and my brother were dumb as fucking bricks, and wee, wee, wee." Fucking. Not that I'm bitter about it at all, but like I say, it's just a fucking sign of how shit goes, isn't it? That's how things work out here in this we call the world. How's it going? Terribly. Why? Because people are in charge of everything. And you know, oh, people are the worst. Yeah. Humans are the real virus. Whatever. They're just, like I say, everyone's trying to get along, just do their own thing. No one cares about anyone else. You've got to save yourself because no one's going to do it for you. And that was my story time. Oh, nice. This one's shit, isn't it? I don't really have much more to say other than that. I was just, like I say, now a good chunk of this podcast is just completely going to be repurposed for my, for a separate video about being a stupid little kid. Oh, I'm so much smarter than everyone else. I finish my work and then I go and paint and draw because I was born to be an artist. Which, you know, you could argue I was. Literally, from the second I could, I was drawing. And that's all I wanted to do. I don't give a fuck about school. And because, you know, I won't add this into the story time because it ain't fucking matter. But, like, again, I'm not saying I was some fucking genius kid. But, like, the work we were given, like I said, I was given extra workbooks to take home and, you know, do the work in or whatever. It was just, like, basic maths and, you know, just English, spelling and stuff. Because I was fucking 6 years old. Like, it's not trigonometry and shit. It's just that. And once I got it, I got it. So it was like, oh, maths, I know how to add and subtract. I get it. And then all the other kids were fucking slow and way behind. And there was me just going, well, now what do? I fucking sit and draw. No, Ewan, you've got to do your work. But I've done my fucking work, you cunt. So, yeah, that's where you sort of learn how unfair the world is. And obviously, you know, I'm not saying anything new. Everyone knows the world's bloody unfair. It's a whole shit show, isn't it? But I think it's quite sad to have to find out at such an early age. You know? Like, give me a fucking minute. Let me just enjoy it for a bit before you fucking chuck me into this cesspool of a fucking place. Before you force me to be alive, force me to get an education and a job and pay rent and bills and taxes. Thanks a lot. Cheers for that. So grateful. Oh, look, this one's a nipple. Oh, that's funny. Very light-hearted, funny, fun podcast today. Oh, fancy that. Do you like my childhood strawberries? My anger-inducing childhood stories. Should I tell you about the time a few years later when I had I call him a friend at school, and I convinced him that we should do strip shows for each other. We should take our clothes off in front of one another and sort of dance around in front of each other. I convinced him that we should do that, and he did. He went along with it when I was at his house and his parents were out, and then we did that. Maybe I'll save that for a future story time video. I mean, I don't want to say, victim of abuse sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just sort of, these things happen, don't they? Did you see this? Oh, look, it's the final page of issue 3 of Gun Viking. They're riding off into the sunset. This comes, not directly after, but there's Gun Viking's Red Rage, culminating in that. And then there's another page where all of a sudden, Gun Viking will be stood there looking at a map, and everything will be back to blue and like nice, cool, whatever. And then Freya will be looking at him like, you just did what? And then she'll be like, okay, he's looking at the map, and she'll say, so it should be in about another 3 days. And he'll be like, we'll get there in 2. And then cut to this, they're riding off into the sunset. End of issue 3. Ooh. So I've still got that page with the map to do, and then one page a bit earlier on to do. Get a cover done. I've got this I'm working on, which is going to be the back cover. A painting of Gun Viking's head on a pure white background. I'll tidy up the little scribbly edges and stuff. But I think that would be quite cool. I'm hoping to spend a good amount of time on this to make it look really fucking nice. I don't want it to be too sloppy. Maybe a little bit sloppy, like your mum. Yeah, maybe paint some like cuts and bruises on him. But he's got a mask, so you won't be able to see too much. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. So you've got the front cover will just have Gun Viking looking like badass and fucking cool, guns and shit, skulls, whatever. I'm still deciding on like if I want to give it a colour scheme or just make it just a painting of Gun Viking. We'll see. And then the inside front cover will have some shit and then some shit and then the comic. The inside back cover I may do as the photo of all the Gun Viking stickers I've got. I mean, that's quite a cool photo, so that'll make a nice sort of inside cover. And then this will be the back cover. So that'll be end, and then the Gun Viking stickers on this side, and you flip it over, and that's the back cover. And that'll be cool. And then that'll be the so very close, very, very close. I guess lucky you lot, you've seen pretty much all of the progress I've been making on it, which is quite cool. I will also, once I've got it finished and put together ready to print, I will put up a PDF of it, of the full issue, on my Patreon. So you can all access it if you're on my Patreon, which will be bonanza-ish. I think that's a good deal, yeah. Yeah, cool. And then I'll look into getting them printed. I've got to remaster, re-edit a bit of the first issue and get that reprinted at the same time as issue 3, hopefully. Then eventually start work on issue 4, hopefully very soon. Get that done. Get them into a book. Try and get it published by an actual publisher. Might be cool. Might be what you call pretty cool there. Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That's what I've been working on. Also, still, anxiety, depression, it's getting to me again. Obviously, it always does. It's a constant battle, ladies and gentlemen. It's very rarely not there at all. I've been trying to get work done, commissions still. I've got a few more to do before my list is empty again. And obviously, in spite of or in light of recent current events, I might not get any more commissions going right now because I don't think people are going to be buying them. I think they need to sort of hold on to their money for necessities as opposed to silly little drawings that I make. I've got a few still to send out. They might not go out for quite a while depending on when I can safely get to a post office, obviously. So if you are waiting on something you bought or a commission, hold tight. They will get to you, but the virus, so that thing ruining our lives currently. Otherwise, shit's all good. Just keeping on, innit? I'll be very, very happy. It's such a good feeling to get a fucking book or a comic finished. So I'll be so glad to get Gun Viking done. That's something. There we go. Let's talk mental health. It's always a fun, light-hearted topic. We've been so light-hearted already. Let's continue that theme. So when I was like in the I guess the height of my depression, like in the last few years, I would never use the word happy. Like if I was talking to, I don't know, more seriously, a counsellor or something, and we devised a plan of action for something, they'd say, so, are you happy with that? And I'd go, happy? Yeah, good one. And they'd be like, okay. Are you content with that? Is that okay for you? Is that all right by your standards? And I'd be like, yeah, it is. Sorry for being a smart ass. And, if I a lot of times if someone sends me a message saying, hey, I loved your podcast or whatever, I'd always use the word glad, like I'm so glad you enjoyed it, or I'm glad to hear that, or I'm glad for this, glad for that. I'd never use the word happy because it didn't seem appropriate ever to actually use the word happy. And obviously I don't consider myself happy currently, but I am making a concerted effort to use the word happy more, because I figure if I at least include the word in my vocabulary, it might help that mood. So now if someone messages me saying, hey, liked your new podcast, I might message them back saying, oh, hey, that's great, I'm so happy you liked it. Or if someone says, are you happy with this, happy with that? Let's get pizza. Would you be happy with that decision? I won't be a fucking little shit and go, oh, happy, what's that mean? Oh. I'll go, yes, I'm happy with that, let's do it. Trying to, literally just include the word happy in my day-to-day doings to try and not get myself happy, because, that's not going to happen, not with that attitude. But yeah, just trying to, do shit. Just trying to do shit. I just want to make cool shit. I'm really, really hoping. It's a quite far out hope, and it's one of those like, well, everyone would love that too, Ewan. But I'd love for Patreon to cover my rent. It's a long shot. It's a way, way off. But if that could happen, then I don't have to worry about always working on commissions, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. All my time, even if I'm working on like Gun Viking or something, my brain is going, you've still got commissions to do, you've got to get your commissions done because they're paid for, that's paying your rent. And so I don't have the time to make all the shit I want to make, because I know I could make a lot of fucking really cool shit, but I'm still held back by work of art. And again, I can't complain because I am doing it for a living now, and I'm happy with that, but I know I could do better. So I'm sending stuff out to Bic still. I just wrote them an email and said, let's fucking do something. Let's fucking do one more of these while I babble. What was the timer? How are we doing for time? This might be a long one. Shit. Sorry, guys. I'll get one more of these done, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah. Then we'll call it a fucking day. You come. Let's make a funny big nosed goblin guy. Looks more like a gnome, but oh, what a funny face. Nice big ears. Yeah, I did want these all to be like quite rough, sketchy looking things. Not too perfect or anything. Again, I'll include them in like when I send off late drawings and books and such. It's later than I'd normally record this. Hopefully I can get it all uploaded in time. It's Thursday evening currently. This will go up on the Friday. I should have started earlier, but you know, I'm sad sometimes and it's hard to get myself to do the things I have to do. I think I really could do with a studio space because, you know, I could quarantine myself there, couldn't I? That would actually be quite cool. Yeah, just, you know, it's really difficult to move my mindset from home to work when I spend my entire time working in my bedroom, basically. But that's just whatever, isn't it? Again, it's another one of those, Ewan, you're literally drawing for a living. Fucking shut up. But, I mean, that said, contentment is like the killer of creativity, isn't it? If I'm just content with everything, if everything's just fine and okay, then what the fuck have I got to work towards? So I'm striving to have everything be more than okay. I want things to be better, yeah? I want to do more shit, bigger shit, better shit. I want to get Gun Viking done. Did I mention shit? I think I mentioned on Patreon, I've got the whole 4th issue, the end of this chapter, this book, planned out in my head, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. It's got a really cool ending, so I'm excited to get that done. But that's, you know, a long ways away. But yeah, I want to get all that done. Get a Gun Viking book out. I'd love action figures, maybe animation of some kind, just paintings, cool Gun Viking paintings. I'd love to have the means, have like rent and stuff taken care of, so I can just spend a week painting one single painting, but like multiple times, but like just a week to spend on a single piece, like a Gun Viking painting, just a cool fucking piece on a nice bit of like canvas board or something, just something fucking cool. But, you know, whatever. Look. There we go. Tick.